A very important thing for debugging memory is stack, heaps, and pools. Uh, let's see some of the commands related to this examining the system state. For example, k command uh, just specifies it works exactly like WinDbg, and it shows the stack vectors and the functions that are called before reaching to the current point. I will show you an example later when we demonstrate the breakpoints, but uh, this command has other variants like KQ. Uh, KQ also shows different stack backtrace in a different way along with the parameters that are currently on the stack, and will show whether there's a known function based on the symbols on the stack or not. You can easily trace the way or the path that your function is called until reaching to the point that we are currently in. Let's see an example of how we can use the call stack command to view the call stack. Here I put a breakpoint on x allocate pool with tag, and after that you can see that the breakpoint hits. So we are in this process vm tools st.exe. I press k command, and you can see that these functions are called. These functions are in the call stack, available in the call stack in these locations from the start of the stack. And here we can see the call stack, but we can also use it in other forms. For example, if we use it like KD, then it interprets the stack as a 32-bit program. Or if we use KQ, it's the same as this command. It just shows all of the content of the stack, and it tries to convert all of the addresses that are located in the stack. For example, this is a valid address here, and this is the target that is called from this function, or this function is also known from symbols. These are addresses. For example, this is probably a memory address, a valid memory address, but these are address of the functions. So q shows the content of a stack. We can also specify the size. For example, we want kq l this might I want to see this size of the stack, the length of the memory that is retrieved from target debug. And also you can specify the base for the target module. For example, if you want to see some addresses based on a special location, for example, let's do it based on RBP register. I specify base here, and this time it's not based on RSP by default. It's based on the RSP or a stack pointer, but currently we specify the RBP as the base pointer, and you can specify all other addresses as well. Yeah, that's it. That's enough for the call stack. If you want to map Windows structures like e-process to the structures for Windows, we can use DT command. DT command just shows the structure. For example, if I want to see the E thread, if you just don't specify any other module name, then it just tries to see the empty module by default. But it's better to specify uh, the module name. Like it's better for me to use anti bank ether. Uh, uh, it's also okay if I want to use that process. I will use that process to find my current e process, or that thread to find my current thread. But for current e process, I will map the e process to this address. So it's just, and you can see that we can see both the structure aligned with their data types, their position in a uh, bit uh, bit vector of flag, for example, or anything related to the process. There are also some of the uh, fields that are null, or some of them that are, for example, a list entry, which shows basically the different components of a list entry and in different formats. 0y means in a binary format, and also it interprets it as a hex 2. Also, one of the things that I forget to say, that if you notice, the HyperDbg signature is changed to the k-hyperdbg. K-hyperdbg means that it's a kernel debugger relating to the HyperDbg, and we are currently operating at the second core. It means that HyperDbg is running on the second core, and we can also change the cores, but it's not for this time. In a future slide, we see how I can change the currently executing code